Question number 7 comes from Lewis. This is an interesting one. I actually had watched the framework video from Linus, the update with the detachable GPU, before I saw this question asked on Twitter. So as soon as I saw it, I knew this had to be included in this Q&A. Buy Windows 10 Professional for $15, activate instantly online with Microsoft, and keep it forever. Don't pay full price. Get the best deal from our sponsor, URCD Keys, using our link in the video description below. Full details on how this amazing deal works at the end of the video. On the surface, this is fascinating. And for those of you who don't know, here is a quick TLDR of framework. The idea is this laptop is lovely, but it's not upgradable. This is an amazing, powerful machine that in 3 years will be an expensive paperweight if keeping up with performance is what you want to do. Framework aims to change that. Upgradable CPUs, upgradable GPUs, upgradable add-in modules, changeable parts, even the keyboard's adjustable. In their new large model, for example, you can choose to have the keyboard in the center with LEDs and wrist rests on the side, or you can move the keyboard left or right and put a number pad on. Now, some people like to go 10 key, some people like to be 10 keyless, the number pad. Now, the really cool thing, they even offer the option to have you put the number pad on the left-hand side. Now, I don't know who does this, but it's an option. You can even adjust where you put the trackpad. You can have the trackpad in the middle of the laptop, or you can put the trackpad towards the left or the trackpad towards the right. There's a number of customization features. It's all extremely cool. The geek in me, the nerd in me, looks at this and goes, where has this been all my life? Oh, wait, we used to have this, kind of. Who remembers the Dell Inspiron 7000 series from 20 years ago? Detachable removable batteries, removable modules and components, PCMCIA card slots. You could take out the battery and put in a floppy drive. You could take out the CD/DVD drive and put in a floppy drive. You could add and adjust the modules. You could have dual batteries, which was pretty cool. Laptops used to be more modular. They also came with better keyboards. These things have ridiculous... This is an Asus ROG Scar, and Asus loves to brag about the millimeter travel distance of the keys on this keyboard. I am old enough to remember when laptops had actual keyboards with actual keys that felt like a desktop keyboard. Now, to be fair, they were thicker than this, they were heavier than this, they were more expensive than this. I know why it changed. And the RGB on this is absolutely gorgeous. But we did used to have semi-modular laptops. That went away for a couple of reasons. Number one, that cost money to make. Number two, the truth is, once people get a laptop with the configuration they want, how often do you think they change it? Now, you may be watching this and saying, I would love to be able to change my laptop around. Yeah, you might. How big is that market? Allow me to be clear. Raise your hand if you know what the best-selling laptop is. Asus? No. Acer? No. Dell? No. HP? No. It's a MacBook. Should those look upgradable to you? Apple sells about $1 bajillion worth of MacBooks and MacBook Pros. They sell about $1 bajillion worth of iPhones and iPads. Not only are they not upgradable, Apple has gone to great lengths. Louis Rossmann fans rejoice. Apple has gone to great lengths to screw their customers and say, you can't work on our stuff. We'll even DRM the cameras on our iPhones so that you cannot take the camera lens out of one iPhone and put it into another because they're serial number synchronized, and screw you for wanting to fix your own stuff.
I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
Framework is not the future, because that is the market. Dell, HP, well, Lenovo, are they even still in the business? I guess they are. Acer, Asus, or Asus, I don't know. I call it Asus. So they have made relatively non-upgradable machines. This should tell you everything there is to know about this market. This is a $2,600 Asus ROG Scar 17 laptop. It has an i9-12900H 14-core 20-thread CPU. It came with a lousy 16 gigs of RAM. That's pathetic, but that's neither here nor there. It came with a 1 terabyte SSD. That's sad for that much money. It did come with an RTX 3080 with 8 gigabytes of VRAM, and I believe this is 130 or 140 watt TDP, so it's really good. The performance of this thing is amazing. It also has a really nice screen. 17.3 inch, 1440p, 240 hertz IPS. It is a gorgeous screen. The battery life's not even terrible. The RGB is absolutely gorgeous. There is no accessible RAM or storage cover on the bottom of the frickin' unit. You have to unscrew like 12 or 13 screws on the bottom, and then take a plastic tool and run it around the edge and pop all of the plastic snaps off and take the entire bottom of the laptop off, because they don't want you to access the RAM or the SSDs. And what is so truly monumentally ridiculous about this has two M.2 slots. There is an empty M.2 slot when they sell it. But you have to apply an uncomfortable amount of force to rip this machine open. Now, I took out the 1 terabyte drive that came with it, and I put in 2 M.2 drives, and I also upgraded the RAM to 64 because I don't ever want to open it again, and it wasn't cheap, but whatever. So this should last me for a while. But other than changing out the RAM and other than adding the 2 SSDs, which was an operation and a half, I can never do anything else to this. It's fixed. In a couple of years, an i9-12900H, 14 cores, 20 threads may be nice, but it's just going to be pretty average. The RTX 3080 in here is going to be pretty average. Now, Lewis's question is, last week, Framework introduced a new laptop with a great party trick, a detachable GPU expansion module. They are pulling this off thanks to an expansion bay that can be pretty much used for a wide variety of applications. Is this the future, and will people prefer this to a PC? Linus invested in this because it's something that the geek/nerd in him wants to see. That's perfectly fine. But enthusiasts can be detached on what common people want to buy. If you look at the price of the machine, and if you look at the price of the add-ons, the base machine isn't too bad. But the base machine doesn't include a GPU. And it is not hard to pass $2,000 in a really big hurt. Now you're going to say, what are you talking about? This thing was $2,600. That's really expensive. Yeah. But this was expensive because it has a better, at the time, a brand new i9-12900H. It also has this gorgeous screen, which the Framework laptops don't have. They're supposed to be getting some really nice screens, but they don't have them as of yet. And that's just going to kick the price up higher. And then they've got the changeable modules on the side, which is very cool. It lets you customize the ports on the side. They're really just USB-C to translation hubs because, USB-A and other things on the side, they're USB Type-C ports. The problem is price. Anytime something is upgradable and customizable, everything about it costs more. They are never going to sell as many expansion modules as people who buy the main laptop. And people will get a configuration. And then what's going to happen is people can get all excited. They're going to see all the YouTubers make videos about this. They're going to see promotions. Whoa, I can upgrade the GPU. I can change this. I can change that. I can swap out modules and put this. Oh, this is so cool. And then they'll get one. And then they'll put the parts in. And they'll never touch it again. And by the time they're ready to replace it, the cost to swap out the CPU and the GPU and the storage and the RAM, you might as well just buy another laptop. Now, I know the saying, well, but I could do it one part at a time. Over 90% of all PCs are pre-built. It's a small business. So Framework is a small business within a small chunk of the overall PC market. It is very cool. I am glad to see they're doing it. I will be very surprised if Framework is in business in 5 years. I'll be pleasantly surprised, but my prediction, they will not survive 5 years. They're going to find that after the initial rush of interest, the engineering cost to develop new products, because they're going to burn through their investor money, and then at some point they have to make enough profit in order to develop the next generation of machines. URCD Keys is the best source for genuine Windows 10 and Office Professional product keys that work the first time, every time. Get 20% off normal prices using our discount code BST for Byte Size Tech and the link in the video description below. $15 gets you a Windows 10 Professional OEM key that is a real product key, activates directly with Microsoft, use it forever as it links to your Microsoft account and it works through reinstalls. Get a full copy of Office 2019 Professional Plus for about $50 that redeems at setup.office.com using your Microsoft account. It also works forever through reinstalls. We have been using URCD keys for almost 3 years now and recommend you do so as well. Will people come back for more? Will people buy enough add-on modules to pay for all that? Will they sell enough millions of these to do that kind of development? They can make the initial run because they're using investors' money to do it. But they have to use customers' money to make Gen 2. And I don't think it's going to be there. But I do wish them well, and certainly I could very well be wrong.